What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Bookstreet podcast. We're excited to be back for our second episode of season 2, where we're checking out the live option. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Let us know in the comments if you are enjoying doing this live over pre-recorded. I know I tend to like live a little bit more, get to hang out with you guys. And when really silly stuff happens, I don't get the opportunity to edit it out. And so that's always a good time. But we've got 3 awesome guests with us tonight. So we're going to go around first, introduce ourselves. Make sure you say your name. Make sure you say where they can find you on socials. And then we'll get started with episode 2. So starting to my top right, Andrew, you can kick us off. Introduce yourself.
Andrew of Andrews Wizardly Reads. There we go. I'm not Andrews. That's not my name. Don't call me that. I'll hate it. Anyway, you can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, pretty much anywhere where there is a bookish community, except for Reddit. I am on Reddit, but
why are you on Reddit?
I've been on Reddit. It's not important.
I just imagine you on r/fantasy, like DNF this at 18%.
No, I don't even interact with that community. I used to use it for like interacting with Doctor Who like stuff because I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. But like, yeah, no. The people were like, I recommend Andrew's channel. I'm like, thanks. And they're like, who are you? And I'm like, yeah, it's a different username here.
I like it. Noelle says, hey, everyone. I think this is the first time I've seen Dylan in a live stream ever. Also, Justin, have you bought a Culture Kings shirt yet? I don't know what that's a reference to. But
at the Sun Eater Gala, I asked Noelle what shirt she had, and she showed me it was a Culture King shirt.
Oh.
And I have not yet. I'm waiting to get paid. It's been financial recovery since then. So
financial recovery. That's understandable. That's understandable. Andrew's shelf is immaculate. I mean, it's pretty nice. You know, unfortunately, I can't live stream where my shelves are. So
listen, you could. It would just require effort.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's for sure. Awesome. All right, Dylan.
I'm Dylan from Spaced Out Reads. I didn't prepare a good intro, but I'll do my best to keep my Australian language out now that we're on a live stream and we can't edit things out.
I mean, this is a family-friendly channel of which I invited Andrew. So
I have water this time.
Reddit is fun for trolls, so I hear, is what we got here.
That's why I don't hang out there often.
Yeah. I've heard r/fantasy is a great time. So awesome. Justin?
Hello. I am Justin from the channel of Justin Grissom, spelt likewise. I post videos every now and then, probably not as often as I'd want to, but I'm cooking something up right now.
Oh yeah?
I'll go stuff right now.
Oh, thanks.
Cooking something up right now. Well, you're technically right now you're on this podcast, but
I mean, you always got stuff going on in the head, the little think tank.
I'm subscriber number 77.
Let's go. We need to pump them numbers up tonight, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm
not subscribed to Justin.
I am in a
look at that camera. I mean,
yeah, please. I've spent so much money.
Listen, you're in the wrong space if you're trying to recoup your investment. It takes a while.
I have no expectation of money recouped throughout this thing at all. I mean,
oh man, you'll get it back within 10 years. Trust me.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't wait to go to my tax lady, because this is my first year doing this. I can't wait to go to my tax lady with my list of purchases and be like, okay, I made $4 and I bought a MacBook. Can I write this off on my taxes? I don't know if that's how taxes work in Australia. So I feel like this joke isn't hitting as good for Dylan. Is it? Oh, yeah. Good. You can write stuff up.
I've been claiming my BookTube channel. I think I'm at the max where I can't claim it anymore because I've been losing money for so long.
Nice. Well, what's nice is a couple of my purchases I use for my other job too that I can also write off because I'm a 1099 in literally everything that I do. So I can just be 30% of my MacBook I use for books. And then 60% I use for this job over here. And so I can actually split the cost towards multiple streams of income. So that's nice. But this isn't a tax podcast. This is a book podcast. I actually modeled this podcast after the Friends Per Second podcast. It's a gaming podcast. I don't know if you guys know Skill Up. He's a really big gaming YouTuber. And they actually intro all of their videos. They just press record and then they talk, and then he finds like the best non-gaming section for like 10 minutes. And then he cuts that down, and that's always the introduction. It has nothing to do with the rest of the podcast. And it works for them. I don't think it works for us talking about text, but that's all right. Well, I'm PreacherReads of PreacherReads. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to all these guys. We're going to have a great time tonight. I'm stoked to hang out with them. And we're going to do what we always do. We're going to rant a little bit. We're going to give everybody an opportunity to hop up on the soapbox and tell us what they're mad about or what they're excited about. All that I care about is that they are passionate while they do it. It could be a positive rant. It could be a negative rant. It could be something that's been brewing for 5 minutes or 5 years. The only thing it can't be is Andrew ranting about how people should DNF more. That's off the table.
Whoa, hey, no, okay. I guess it was. Thank you for having me. I'll
see, man. I'm just kidding. You can rant about that all you want to. I never knew there were BookTube tax strats. There aren't BookTube tax strats. Not for really. People like us. Not for people like us. Yeah. There's just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. My tax lady hates me. But that's okay. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We will get started with our first soapbox. So the way it's going to work tonight, we'll have 2 soapboxes. We'll take a break for the user question, and then we'll do 2 more soapboxes, and then we'll wrap it up talking about what we're reading and any channel updates. So I'm going to go ahead and decide that we're going to kick it off with Andrew's Wizardly Reads on the soapbox first. And I got to transition to my cool new scene here. Hold on. Oh, look at this.
Oh, yeah, it's my soapbox.
So fancy. Look at that.
Yeah.
Man, just upgrading.
It's so beautiful.
Upgrading the live stream every single week, guys. All right, Andrew. Let's rant about something.
So your rant was like, hey, what's the most disappointing book? And I hate to do this to you. It's Ronald Malfi's Small Town Horror. And like I told you I was coming for you. And frankly, it wasn't a bad book, but what it was by definition for me disappointing, because I thought it was just average. And I don't think that we on BookTube should just be ranting and raving about average. It was a fine horror book, but it did nothing to knock my socks off. By the end of the book, I was just like, oh, that's the twist? Okay. I'm done. I DNF'd it halfway through, and then everybody told me it was so amazing, and the twist would recontextualize everything. No, it didn't. It didn't. The twist was just fine.
Look, man. We're going to have to end the stream right here. That's all I'm saying. No. I understand that. Like, so for me, that book hit at the right time for sure. I'm a sucker for that trope in general. I want to say that if I would have read it maybe at a different time, it wouldn't have hit as good. It just something about it in that moment. I was high on Malfi. I was having a blast with him. So I mean, I guess I understand, and by I guess I understand, I mean that I don't want to yell at you. You know, and so
the thing with, if you're gonna let me have a soapbox, my thing with Malfi is it always seems to be that he's taken inspiration from some other piece of like literature or medium. Like Small Town Horror felt like I Know What You Did Last Summer. But it was just, he took that concept of I Know What You Did Last Summer and created something else about it. Blackmouth felt kind of like it. What's the other one? I think Come With Me, I think was my favorite Malfi so far. Come With Me.
I liked Come With Me a lot.
I loved Come With Me. And so I just found Small Town Horror, especially of all the hype it got, kind of disappointing.
I'm so sorry I did that to you.
Well, I mean, it wasn't just you.
I think, the first one to read it of like this corner of BookTube, though.
Well, okay, I heard it from Mike.
Because Mike hopped on Malfi first, but I read it like the week it came out, like immediately.
So it was you whispering sweet nothings into Mike's ears.
It was me. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay.
But I disagree. But I'm so sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. We're all individuals and we all like different things. I don't think it's a bad book. I don't think it's poorly written. I just found it disappointing. It didn't really do anything for me.
It's okay. It's okay. Justin, Dylan, have you guys read any Ronald Malfi?
I have not. Sorry.
I have read Black Mouth.
Let's go. You liked Black Mouth?
It was okay.
Brother.
The
frick out of here, Justin.
So I was reading it and I was like, oh man, I think I was more like into the fact that I was reading a horror book for the first time than reading like Black Mouth itself. I'm like, oh man, this is so spooky. What's happening here? This is awesome.
You got to start with Stephen King if it's your first horror. What are you doing? You're doing it wrong.
Who led you down the wrong path, Justin?
I think I listened to John from Talking Story a little too much.
John's wonderful though.
No, he's awesome.
John wouldn't have told you to start with Black Mouth, though.
No, he's like, I read Black Mouth. This is awesome, and he sold it on me like he does with every other book he reads. But
it is great. You're just wrong, but that's fine. I don't know, man. Black Mouth was better than Small Town Horror for me, for sure. Black Mouth, I thought, had a more compelling kind of driving protagonist that I like felt a little bit more emotions towards in general. Whereas Small Town Horror definitely leans more on the like you kind of just hate all of them for the most part.
They all suck
at different levels. Yeah, for sure.
Especially
I think you're supposed
towards the end, the one person you're supposed to like, you find out that you hate them too.
Yeah. A dunk on Malfi stream. This is not a dunk on Malfi stream. This is two misguided opinions.
I mean, I've read a fair bit of horror at this point.
I know, I'm just messing.
Probably not as much as you or John, but I'm getting there.
One misguided. We'll go with one. I'll be the misguided one.
Yeah, you're the misguided one. No, it's okay. I do think that he's very streamlined. And so if you are really into King's meandering, it can almost come off like Malfi is like rushing. Is that fair?
No, it just... Because I don't like the book where King meanders are the ones I don't like.
Oh, well, I like his meandering. So
I mean, like they're well written, but like there's a whole section in it taking place in like 1930, and I'm like, why are we here?
So they can make a TV show in 2025.
Oh yeah, because they totally foresaw that.
Wasn't he on a lot of drugs? I'm pretty sure he was able to see into the future.
He was on a lot of.
Oh my! If you've read it, it is the end is just a straight drug trip.
For sure.
I'm 100 pages in. I've started it.
It's brilliant,
and
people overblow the like craziness of the one scene. It is awful.
It's not great. It's just unnecessary. It doesn't do anything.
Honestly, the biggest question I have is like, because his wife reads everything. She didn't read that and go, "Hey, honey."
I usually don't delete YouTube comments. I just had to delete one because somebody called that scene dope, and I was a prude for not liking it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Dylan, stop typing stuff like that. I'm just kidding.
Dylan, what? You have so many alt accounts.
Right?
Bastard.
Yeah. Dylan, do you read much horror at all, Dylan?
I've only read a couple King books. That's really it.
He's a sci-fi reader.
Favorite King book?
Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. One where he meanders, in my opinion. He just kind of he kind of hangs around in town. I like when he hangs around in town.
You must love Needful Things.
It was great. The first 400 pages of Under the Dome, brilliant. The last 200, atrocious. Right? But that first 500 pages of meandering, I'd give it to me all day, inject it into my veins for sure. So, but I definitely think Small Town Horror is the lesser of the two when it comes to Black Mouth. Because you like Black Mouth, right?
I liked it. It wasn't as good as Come With Me.
Okay. Yeah, and Come With Me is the most different, right? That's basically.
Oh yeah, I'm not aware of anything like that felt original, or at least original enough to me.
Yeah.
And initially, I was just like, "Oh, this isn't going to be very good." But by the end of it, I was gripped, and I was in there, and I loved the end of it.
Yeah. Ending of it: Drug Trip or Dark Tower Lore Drop. Both. Always both.
Trip.
It's both. It's both. Some of the best Dark Tower lore drops involved probably some good drug trips.
Yeah. Like Charlie the Choo Choo was a drug trip.
Bro, you talk about I have one of my best friends doesn't want to read the Dark Tower because he got the ending spoiled for him.
There is no ending.
And I just want him to read it primarily so that I can talk to him about Charlie and talk to him about all of the ridiculous other IP that he throws into Wolves of the Kala.
Yeah.
Like, and
Wolves
just
of
like,
the Kala is one of my
did you
favorites.
notice the reference to this and this and this? Because it's so stupid, but somehow it works. So, but that's not what we're ranting about today. That's not what we're ranting about today. All right. Well, anything else you want to say on Malfi or on Small Town Horror?
I'm going to keep it to one book. There's other books I could rant about, but I'll keep it to Malfi.
I'll keep it to Malfi. Now you don't have an answer for the question in the middle when I ask about your disappointing book. You have to come up with another one.
Oh,
I have to give you have to give me another one in the middle when I ask about your.
Okay, so
don't do it now.
We were doing the disappointing, so you're wanting me to rant.
Yeah, so technically you're supposed to pick a rant, and then the user question happens. I misunderstood the assignment. That's okay. You have anything else you'd like to rant about?
Anything else I'd like to rant about? TBRs suck, and we need to get rid of them.
Dude, mood reading has been a blast for me.
I'm 5 years into this. And that's 5 years of like, I don't want to say performative reading, but at the same time, like it's kind of been, I've been reading for the channel and myself as well. If you ask Tori will tell you I've been burnt out for a whole year and I've still read 100 books. And
DNF'd 86.
I probably started over 300 books this year and I've only finished 100 of them.
I love it.
Now those may not be necessarily DNFs. They may just go straight back on the shelf. I actually just yesterday put 2 books that I was 60% of the way through back on the shelf. Like I couldn't get myself over the finish line. Like I was just like, nah, I need to do something else.
You gotta do what you gotta do, you know?
But I've started something. It started out as a Discord post on my Discord of like, hey, like MBRs and TBRs don't really fit. What could we call them? And somebody came up with a pile of possibilities. And so going forward, my next weekly reading wrap up, which comes out on Monday, I'm kind of like saying what I'm doing. And then on Friday, my next TBR comes out. And I've shrunk my TBR over the years from 14 books a month to 10. And now it's going to 5. And then I'm going to have a slush pile of 10 books to mood read from that I'm just going to maintain and swap through. And I'm going to engage my patrons in the community to have them help me choose my reads.
I like that.
Yeah, I have DNF stats. When I DNF a book, unless I hate it, it immediately leaves my mind. So no, I don't have like a shelf of stuff. I don't like that. That's a level of negativity that I don't want to keep in my brain because, like, you know, the book just may not be for me.
Yeah. And
that's not the fault of the author. That's not the fault of the book. I just may not be the target audience for that book. Now, there are bad books out there. I'm not defending that, but I try and keep my channel pretty positive because here on BookTube, if you start putting negative energy into your channel, it's a great way to grow a channel very quickly. But you're then stuck with a community that loves negativity, and that becomes its own vibe, and it's just not worth it.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I will encourage you a little bit with, I've noticed how many times this year, and it hasn't been that many times, but it stuck out to me when you do it, where you've soft DNF something, come back to it, and then enjoyed it.
This year is the most.
Yeah, I've noticed that a bunch.
In fact, my most surprising read is one that I did that too. But I also did that to Swan Song by Robert McCammon. I walked away from that one. I mean, I even did that with Small Town Horror. I walked away. I've been buying up. Oh my God, Sahara! I've read Sahara 3 times. The premise is ridiculous and it's so fun. I actually went to the bookstore today and bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more Cussler. Nope, 9 more Cussler books.
Nice. But so, yeah, on your mood reading thing, I'm gonna be essentially like locking into 2 books a month and then mood read the rest of the month, essentially. So like I've got a video coming out tomorrow about a 1 book a month challenge thing I'm doing with some people, and then I'll have 1 book a month chosen based off of a book club, and then other than that, like I'm not gonna lock into any. I may do like you do, where it's like, hey, here's some books I'm interested in, but I've just enjoyed books more when I've mood read them. So
absolutely,
it helps me.
Personal hobby, because if you make it too performative, you lose the passion for it.
Yeah,
and then that's how channels burn out and go away.
100%. Justin, do you mood read at all, or are you pretty locked in on your? TBR?
When I do read, I think it's more of a mood read where it's like I set a TBR and I just ignore it. Like I was like, this would be nice, and then it's like, oh, but this Philip Chase book is calling my name right now, and I think I got to go towards that.
Is that a bird?
Somebody have a bird? It wasn't. But I don't have a bird. Or a cat or something. I don't know. I don't think it was mine. But Dylan, do you mood read at all, or are you pretty locked in on TBR?
I definitely mood read, but at the moment, like this whole year has just been, I'm just going to finish series I've started. So it's kind of like mood reading within the range of series I've started. And now it's just getting a smaller and smaller bracket. And then next year,
usually I just end up DNFing the series and moving on instead of finishing.
I called a lot of DNFs though. I looked at the list and I'm like, yeah, half of these are done, but then finished the half I wanted to. So then next year I can just read a series through without jumping around from book to book of other different series.
I think mood reading and DNFing can like work hand in hand too, because like when you're a little more whimsical about what you pick up, there may be more times where you're like, that was a bad choice. But then you probably learn more and more kind of what works at what times. Like since I've had the channel, the most DNFs I've done have been when I've been like I jump onto like an arc I get, right? Just because I got it. And it's not the right time. I didn't think about it, but I was like, here's an arc and it's in my email. Why not? And then a weekend, I'm like, you know what? Like, why did I think that was a smart decision? I'm pushing through an arc right now of a book that's, I think it's good, but like I'm reading 2 other big, huge, complicated novels. And I'm
DNF
like,
that arc.
This
DNF
would have
it.
been.
Just put it down.
Like, this would have been.
I DNF arcs all the darn time.
Yeah, but it's good. It's just, I just don't find myself wanting to come back to it. I'm kind of just going like, hey, if I read 5 to 10 pages a day, then I'll get through it eventually. I don't want to do that with too many books. That's for sure. But awesome. Well, man, I totally agree with your thoughts on that and totally disagree with your thoughts on Mall Fever. That's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You can be wrong.
Yeah. Good job on the soapbox. And it is now going to be, let's see, do we go Justin or Dylan? Justin, it's your time. You're
all right.
You're
on Dylan time to formulate thoughts.
Box, sir.
I prepared some materials for this one. So
materials.
It will make sense here in a sec. My rant is about a specific series of events that happen to a book that have nothing to do with the actual words inside the book. So this is The Will of the Many, right?
Mm-hmm.
It looks cool to some people. It's very shiny because I have plastic wrap over it. But the problem with it is about a little bit after The Will of the Many came out, they came out with the deluxe edition. I was like, oh, it was yellow sprayed edges, new art and everything. But when they came out with the second one, they went with the same art style as the deluxe edition for the first one. This was before they announced they're doing the reversible covers for it. So I was like, do I have to buy a hardcover to match the second one? Do I have to buy a matching first one? Because matching editions are that's the OCD in me. So I am a sucker and I went on Broken Binding and I bought the dual set.
You paid for those.
I paid for them. I bought the dual set, and then after I bought it, they're like, oh, hey, we're going to do the reversible covers on the second one. And I'm like, son of a gun. Like, I can't keep up. And then, I don't know. There's something inside of me that just hated every time I go to the bookstore, I look at it, and I'm like, I'll get it next time. And then they ran out of hardcovers for a fit. And I'm like, oh. Now I gotta bite that bullet of getting I now have signed one, so I guess it's cool, but
it is cool.
I like this art style a lot better.
You do?
The other one. Yeah, I found that I'm part of the minority here. If it doesn't,
definitely.
I preferred the original art style as well. You're not.
I thought this was super cool, and I thought that the second one would be red, but that's a different thing, different story.
Yeah, and I mean the reversible cover thing too is like super shoddy. I don't know if you saw a lot of that stuff. Like,
oh yeah, the American one, Hierarchy spelled wrong.
Hierarchy spelled wrong. It's off center. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Oh yeah, hold on. I have it right here because it's an answer to a later question I have. Hold on, I'll show it to you guys. All right, sick. There we go. Is it in there? Can you see it?
I mean, you're
That's
the
super
little,
dark.
Hold on, I'll make myself the big
Go ahead.
screen. There we go. All right. Hold on.
Oh.
And my fingers are on top of it. You guys aren't gonna be there. It is.
It's
HEIRARCHY, baby, and it's
Oh.
off center from the actual folding.
Somebody
okay.
got fired.
Yeah. Well, it was done so late, I think is the problem, right? And I like the idea that he tried to respond to an issue people had, for sure. But it was definitely shoddily done, and I mean, I think that's the danger, right, of having special editions that end up kind of being the one that sells more overall. If I had to guess, then you're like, "Whoa, crap! What do I do?" And I mean, honestly, like the sprayed edges aren't great either. Sprayed edges are supposed to be like silver, but they're really like off gray.
The UK ones are like actually purple instead of
that's
like
sick.
an off pink.
Yeah, it's like an off grayish color. I don't know. It wasn't great. And then I think the book one, it's like yellow and not gold. It should be gold.
Yeah, first one was a kind of an ugly yellow. I was not a fan, so I didn't pick that one up.
I unhauled them.
No.
What was that?
I don't have them anymore. I unhauled them.
Unhauled them?
Yeah, I DNF'd the series.
Did you DNF after the first one or the second one?
I found I had no desire to read book 2 once it was in my hands, and so I just got rid of it. Especially after I heard the gimmick that was done. I read Lycanius already. I was 4 books into Islington. I was just like, no thanks.
I got words for that, but it's okay. It's okay. Maybe I'll bring it up later during a certain time. But yeah, dude, I totally agree with you. Have you seen the one that reminds me of, and I think I've heard Dylan maybe say something about this. Maybe I'm making this up. Is the Ken Liu covers where on the spines for Dandelion Dynasty, the wording is flipped only on the fourth one. So it's like the name of the book and then the author's name. And then on the fourth one.
And maybe even Dylan have said something about that.
Yeah. On the fourth one, it's flipped. And the
it's
name
awful.
It's like only on the fourth one. Why would you?
My copies are normal. They don't
Your
have
copies
that.
are normal?
Do you have you have the turquoise copies?
Yes, maybe. I'm not good at colors.
The American ones are black.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, those.
Yeah. So imagine just the fourth one flips the author's name to a different part of the binding. It makes no sense.
I'd rage.
Patrick was pissed.
So stupid.
He made a whole video.
I DNF'd that series. I'm just kidding. That's not why I DNF'd.
Well, I read book 1.
I read book 2. I read 1 and 2. And
I felt no desire after 2 years to return to the series, so I don't have them anymore.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, Justin. What is a book series that did it right? What's a book series that you're like, this is the covers, everything it's symmetrical, it's perfect, it's beautiful, and you can't say a broken binding series because that's cheating. You got one?
I would say the closest one. I got a couple. We have The Sword Defiant by Gareth. Last name
Hanrahan.
Yeah, Hanrahan. All of those are pretty uniform, and
nice.
The covers are also pretty dope too. And then there's, I would say, almost even the Dungeon Crawler Carl books are pretty good.
Mm-hmm. The new hardcovers pop on the shelf, and they all look very clean beside each other.
Sure. They're UV reactive, in case you didn't know. So if you have a UV light or black light, it's pretty sick.
Not a black light guy, but that's okay.
That's fine.
I actually have this awkward mix of the old covers and the new covers. So I have like 1, 2, and 3 in the original cover, and then 4 and 5 in the new cover, and then 6 in the original cover. So
yeah. Also the Shadow Binders by Andrew Watson.
Yep.
His are pretty nice too. Like he cares, and I think it's a lot easier for indie publish too.
Yeah,
because you have a lot more control over what you're doing with it.
Mm-hmm. Unless you switch from like Amazon to another.
Amazon to something else.
Yeah, I know that Chance had to do some workarounds to make sure his book 2 is going to be uniform with book 1 and some stuff like that. So
those are a couple. I mean, Stormlight has. I think I like those.
Yeah, those look good.
Paperback of Mistborn, how they did the new paperback, trade paperback. I'm out of focus. Where they went with like the silhouette art style. That was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's something that I think that more and more we complain about it, probably the more and more we'll get like some actual traction on people making good choices. But like at the same time, like businesses are gonna ask themselves, like, will they not buy this book if I do this dumb thing? And the answer is probably they're still going to buy the book for the most part. Like the average consumer, right? We're the freaks, we're the weirdos. The average consumer is not grabbing books and going, hold on, are they the same height? Do they, they're just not. And that's where the money comes from. So I think that's probably part of it. But totally agree with you. You guys have anything else you guys want to add to that rant about covers and symmetry and dumb printing decisions?
I mean, we've pretty much covered it.
Dylan?
One of the things I hate is
I got nothing.
when they make a really cheap edition. Back when I was reading, what is it called? Long Price Quartet by Daniel Abraham. I had this omnibus edition that was printed by, I think it was Orb. And like, I hated the ink because the ink was light reflective. So when I was reading the book, I like, it was hurting my eyes. Because like I was having to like, I'm too close to a light. This isn't a flat like black ink. It was awful. Don't use reflective ink. Be better.
Yeah.
Also, just collect all your book club editions and burn them. I hate them.
This comment is so right. You don't know what bad paper feels like until you get it. And Empire of the Damned paper was so bad. Like, I remember opening that book to start reading and being like, why is it
We're talking about the US one, right?
Yeah, it was like Bible.
Like Bible paper.
This is a great description. It's like Bible paper. Is what
it's purely because of the supply chains during when it was published.
Oh, this is so true. I could rant about this. I refuse to buy books with permanent stickers.
It bugs me, but I'll buy them.
I can't do it. But honestly, even the non-permanent stickers, sometimes I'm like, ugh, like the sticker they had on the Barnes & Noble edition of Empire of the Dawn, it took me 3 days of scrubbing off the residue to get the residue from the sticker off of it after I took the sticker off.
What do you use to remove your residue?
I used like Dawn dish soap with
Oh my goodness.
Get like, you can either use lighter fluid.
What?
It's a solvent. I promise. It will work. Or you could just get Goo Gone.
Or orange.
Okay. Poor, dumb, and don't Google things. There's Dawn dish soap sitting right there on the counter.
I've used lighter fluid. I've watched a bookstore use lighter fluid.
Right. I'm saying I would have had to have like Googled it because I would have known that. And I don't even know if I have lighter fluid.
It'll soften the glue and it'll just remove it.
Oh, it was bad. That was the worst sticker I've ever taken off of a book. There was a spiritual component attached to the sticker on that book for something. But you got it off eventually. But yeah, definitely refuse to buy books with permanent stickers. I agree. Andrew will, but he's a little bit of a weirdo. Dylan, do you buy books with permanent stickers?
I'm a weirdo. I'm very much a weirdo.
No, I don't really buy too many books now.
Now, what if the book says now on Apple TV? Would you buy that one, Andrew?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't with you.
I'll complain about it, but I'll do it.
Awesome.
If that's all that's available, I'm getting it.
That's true. That's the beauty of Amazon is you can go get one of the other copies that don't have the Apple TV sticker on or Pango.
I shop on Pango a lot, so I can usually find a copy that doesn't have the sticker.
I left the residue on my copy of Dawn first edition. Residue. Oh, it's so gross.
Just get some lighter fluid. I promise.
Some dog hair.
No, you have to leave it there now, man. That has to stay.
Yeah, it's just some dog hair hanging out.
You just put a dab of it on a paper towel and you wipe it, and it'll come right off.
Yeah, that's gross. All right, well, Justin, thank you so much for your soapbox time. I'm going to switch this back now to our regular look, so that we can talk about our.
We're not going to give Dylan his soapbox.
User questions.
Is Dylan ready?
He didn't listen when I explained how the show was going to go. 2 soapboxes, user question, 2 soapboxes. For a total of 4 soapboxes.
I'm there. I'm there.
So we've now done 2 of the 4 soapboxes, which means it's time for our user question. We're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to get off the soapbox and just talk a little bit about our reading this year. So the question we got from last video was, what is our biggest disappointment of the year and our biggest pleasant surprise? I'll get us started. I'm gonna rave about this like I have been for the last month, and no one's going to be surprised. My biggest pleasant surprise was Ironbound by Andrew Givler. It is brilliant. This has been confirmed for me. I'm in a book club full of people who may or may not be in this chat that are pretty sticklers. Like, they're sticklers for fantasy. One of them is super like into progression fantasy to the point where when I said this was technically progression fantasy, he immediately was like, yeah, well, we'll see. They all absolutely are loving it. One of those guys who is typically pretty hard on books. We're supposed to read like 10 chapters a week. He just read the whole thing in a couple of days because he couldn't stop.
I'm
so
adding it to my list.
This is brilliant. What I love about it the most is that it's progression fantasy that is so baked in that I think most people won't even notice. The progression element is just so built into like the really good world building. It has if you liked Kaladin Bridge 4 in book 1 of Stormlight, it's got a lot of that like found family brothers who kind of hate each other but don't, fighting through a common problem. And the magic system's dope and the world's great. So, and book 2 comes out in May, if I remember correctly. So this is very surprising to me. I only picked this up because it's an Aethon Books book, and they started having a bunch of really good social media stuff on Instagram because someone that we all know I think took over their Instagram. I think Andy Peliquin runs their Instagram now.
Mm-hmm.
And so like Andy knows what he's doing. And so this just started popping up like everywhere. And he sent me a copy when I asked for it. And I was so surprised. I was like, okay. I looked at it, read the back. Progression fantasy. Okay. I've had one.
Progression fantasy.
I've DNF'd the only progression fantasy I've ever tried to read for the most part.
Which one?
The city ate the world. What was it called?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then he's also a Minecraft YouTuber. So I was like, not the Minecraft YouTubers can't be great authors, but that one. Yep. And then I read it, and it's probably top 3 books of the year for me. So if you guys have not gotten this on your TBRs, you absolutely should. And this is a January book of the month pick for the Bookstreet Boys Discord. So we'll be reading this together. And that is my biggest surprise. And my biggest disappointment is 2 books. Is a tie for 2 books. Are you guys ready? Okay, we'll start with the obvious one.
Yeah.
Didn't hate it. Everybody needs to hear me. I didn't hate it. There were aspects of this book that were actually better than book 1, and I thought book 1 was a 5-star read. The world building is brilliant. The leaning into what I would almost call like sci-fi elements of the world building, to not spoil anything, I thought both did a great job, but also took away from the time that he needed to do more character work. And that was my biggest problem, was I thought that the character work disappeared in this book. Not to give spoilers, there's some decisions he makes in the end of the first book that force him to do a lot of work in the second book that's typically reserved for a first book. And so you've got this situation where like a part of the book feels like a book 2, and then other parts of the book feel like a slow book 1, but you're not getting the character building. And then I thought the end was extremely rushed. I loved the decisions he made in the end. I thought they were great decisions, but I thought that he flew through them. Like, it almost felt like he had the ideas, and then he realized that he hit his page count for the publisher or something and was like, well, I'm here. I've got to do the thing. And then he like gave 4 pages to the 3 giant conclusions. And you're like, the book's over. So I'm in this weird place where I'm more excited for book 3. Like I'm still in, I'm here, ready to go. The end of book 2, like the stuff he did, I was like, yes, but I did not think it was executed well. So I gave this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. But I expected a 5-star. So that's my thoughts on that. You got who's read this? Dylan, did you read this?
No, I got it, but I just have no desire to pick it up.
Justin?
That's reserved till after I finish Sun Eater 7.
Okay. Still think it's worth reading. I will say that. I still think it's worth reading. I still think the series is going to be great. But that is how I felt about that one. So that was my first biggest disappointment. I would say I expected a 5-star and got a 3.5. On this one, I expected a 4.5 and gave it a 3, and may even lower it at the end of the year. And that is the Devils.
Garbage.
Not good. Sorry.
Awful.
Not
I
good
haven't
at all.
liked Joe Abercrombie since the beginning, so I feel vindicated.
Listen, I love First Law. You know this.
No.
You know this. You know I love First Law.
I know. I've crapped on you about First Law multiple times.
That's fine. You're in the minority there. It's okay.
Listen, okay. I like Sandan Glokta.
He's great.
I liked what's the Red Country? I like Red Country. I love Red Country. That was my favorite of the first 6.
Yeah. So let me explain.
7 I DNF'd so fast.
Let me explain why I was disappointed. This felt like it was written to be made into a movie and not in a good way. Like it just felt like
a sitcom, really shitty sitcom.
Yes. Every character is just the joke that is made about that character. That is their character. Their character is, this is the person who is horny. This is the person who is this. This is the person who is that. And that is their character. And they do not change. They are static. There is no movement. The fight scenes are great. It's Joe Abercrombie. Of course, the fight scenes are great. Well, I don't
know. They dragged a lot. I found that it had too many POV jumps in the fights.
Yeah, it's that, and the fight scenes are great, but they become boring because he makes a choice about who the main villains are that essentially just make every fight the same fight. Like the villains are all samey, and that's you'll see if you read it. The villains are very samey on purpose, and it just doesn't work for me. It's like by the time we got to the third time that they were fighting someone, I was like, it's him again. Okay, and so the ending was fine. At no point was I excited about this. I think I only finished it because it was Joe Abercrombie. 3 stars, maybe 2.5. Yeah, so those are my disappointing reads, and I think I'm not alone in that. All right, so let's give it on over to Dylan. Dylan hasn't talked yet on the soapbox. Dylan, let's start with your the one you like the most, and then we'll move to disappointing.
All right, so if we just go biggest surprise, it would have to be Tears of the Fallen. But I brought another option because I talked about this last time I was on the podcast. But this book is the best book that I didn't expect to love that I read this year.
Awesome.
Because most of the books I plan to read, I plan for them to, I hope they're going to be really good. So that really limits the options. I don't know. Chance was a great dude. We met through YouTube. So how do you know that he's going to be a good author?
Right. Blown
away by Tears of the Fallen. And then the other pleasant surprise. Didn't love this one as nowhere near as much as Tears of the Fallen, but Andy sent me this one from the same publisher as Ironbound and Academy of Outcasts by Larry Correa. It was just a cozy progression fantasy. It feels like there's 0 stakes, but there's still tons of magic and fighting.
Did you say cozy and Larry Correa in the same sentence?
Yeah, I haven't read his other books, but there is 0 stakes.
But I haven't read it yet, but I've heard it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just cozy fun, and I wasn't expecting to love it, but it was just.
I've read 12 of his books, and I've never once used the word.
Have we all read Mercy here? I've read Mercy. Justin?
No, I just got my numbered one.
Nice.
I was hoping for number 69, but I got number 6, so we're a little off.
I will say.
I have it.
Let's go. I will say this about Mercy. Mercy is not written for me, and I still really enjoyed it because I'm not a big military fantasy, big picture 20 POV. That's not my vibe normally. And so if I do enjoy a book like that, it has to be because there's character work that is really well done. And the 2 main male POVs are awesome. I found myself kind of simultaneously trudging through a couple chapters that were the kind of Malazani, is I guess the easiest way to put it, because I needed to get to the next chapter where I found out what happened to Eravain, right? Though they were so well done, that it even kind of covered me disliking giant military fantasy for the most part. Whereas like Malazan, I soft DNF'd after the first section was done, and I'll go back to it. But I couldn't tell you. I read them around the same time. I could not tell you a single name of a single character in Malazan, and I can name multiple characters from Chance's book because I felt like the work was done in those chapters to get me excited about it, especially those two characters. So I'm excited for book 2. I think it's going to be really good. And I think it's one of those books that maybe it hits both worlds where it's like it's big and epic military fantasy enough for the Malazan people, but it's got enough of the like more nuanced character on the ground stuff for the people who like that better too. But totally agree. It was really good.
Yeah. Then disappointments. So I misread the question. And I thought it was like surprise disappointments because I was prepared to be disappointed with Empire of the Dawn and I was prepared to be disappointed with Name of the Wind. And they are the 2 books I despised the most that I read this year. But the surprise disappointments were The Justice of Kings. Just because all the ideas were great, execution wasn't there for me. But the bigger one was The Lies of Locke Lamora. I thought I would really like that one. And
Dylan,
not
I
a
think
fan.
we're best friends.
Hold on.
I think did we just become best friends?
I think so.
Did you just come on my channel and say The Name of the Wind was one of the worst books you read this year?
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
So
Come on. You
overrated.
knew this was coming.
All right. Good night, guys. I'll see y'all later. See my top 10, guys. You're not allowed to do that.
It's funny. Tori was just recently talking about Lies of Locke Lamora, and I was like, my comment under the video was like, it's a book so good I DNF'd it 3 times.
I love Lies of Locke Lamora. I did soft DNF book 3 of that series, but book 1 definitely not. Somebody is surprised on your Justice of Kings take.
I agree with you though, because I feel like we had the wrong main POV. She's just not that intriguing when you've got the like side character, the person she's watching is so interesting that like I was like, just make him the POV.
Yeah, I just found the character like she lacked a lot of depth herself, and just every part of the story just lacked depth. It was all the right ideas, but everything just fell flat for me. Yeah,
I felt like it was the execution should have been here, and the book was like here, and it felt wonky.
Yeah.
Felt wonky. A lot of I love Lies of Locke Lamora in here, so I think you guys are in the minority.
That's
Justin. Justin, have you read Name of the Wind?
No, Zach doesn't have good taste, so we can't listen to Zachary Shea.
Ooh, you've not read Name of the Wind, so you need to go read it now to be the tiebreaker.
No, oh my gosh! If you want to read 900 pages of beautiful prose where absolutely nothing happens,
that's a lie.
Main characters suck, you're in for a treat.
No, so my main problem with Name of the Wind, why I haven't started it, is because I watched the Tudor Ramble episode, and I didn't hear them say spoilers, so they just started talking about it. I'm like, I'm already in it, so I'll just listen to this whole thing.
You listened to the whole thing? Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing better going on.
Well, how could they talk about spoilers when nothing happens?
I mean,
nothing. They talked about how nothing happens. Basically, they did not like it.
Book 1's okay. It's books 2 that's atrociously bad.
I liked book 2 too, so
it's awful.
I think I have them.
If I was being honest with myself, I could both say that it's a top 10 book all time for me, and I understand why some people don't like it. There are other books where I can't say that. There's some books where, like, if someone comes to me and says Pure Nessie sucks, no, we're not doing it.
We're not having it.
We're not. Right? Like,
I've been told to not read it.
I get why people hate The Name of the Wind. There's some times where people say stuff and I'm just like, nope, there's no getting here. So I understand. Lies of Locke Lamora, I get to the back in time sections are like super long sometimes.
No, that's my favorite part.
The pacing. Well, it's a pacing problem, right? It's like you find yourself liking one or the other, and so then you find yourself going through a 90-page section that you don't even want to be in. Because you liked them as kids better, or you like them as adults better. That's always such a brutal decision that you have to like make sure the pacing is good if you're going to bounce back and forth like that over and over and over and over.
And I think Lies has a messaging problem too. because everyone's just like the bromance between Locke and Jean is so great, and I'm like sitting there at 300 pages going, when does the bromance start?
Yeah, and have you only read the first one?
No, I haven't finished it.
Okay, well, that only gets worse. So as the books
cool.
go, in terms of like complexity of the relationship, for sure. So I saw DNF book 3. Have you guys ever heard of this First Binding book that everyone says is like kind of like The Name of the Wind?
No, I've heard of it. I've heard of it,
Yeah.
but I haven't read it.
Very interesting because, like, I think it was Petrick. I don't want to put words in people's mouths.
Yeah, it is Petrick.
Petrick says that it's literally a ripoff. And
no, that's Matt.
That was Matt. It was Matt. Petrick likes it.
Petrick likes it. Matt
said it was a ripoff.
Fantasy.
Yeah, said like he should go to jail for writing it.
Yeah, that was Matt. Petrick was
the
never.
words he used.
Petrick would never say that.
It's on my shelf because I really want to see just how derivative it is.
Honestly, like Matt's comments made me want to read it.
Yeah, just to see how derivative it is.
No,
sure.
Just because I disagree with him usually, so I was like,
Same.
maybe I like it.
Same. Yeah. Whenever he posts a thumbnail and it's him disappointed, I'm like, "Where's my Amazon? I gotta order this book. I gotta order this book."
That's one of the beautiful things. That's one of the beautiful things, though, is because we're such different people.
Yeah.
If you know somebody's taste is opposite to yours, when they put out a negative review, you can be like, "Oh, I'll take that as a recommendation." And when they put out a positive review, maybe some critical thinking is needed. Maybe that book that I was thinking about isn't for me.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, so we are now on to Justin.
Oh, I'll shut up. I'm so sorry.
Right. We're here for a good time. I don't know, not to apologize for. Biggest disappointment of the year, biggest surprise. What you got for us?
Biggest disappointment, I think, is going to have to be the Dragon Republic for R.F. Kuang.
There's a lot of hate there for sure. I've heard a lot of hate there.
Well, so I was iffy on the first one. The first one was maybe like 2.53. I was like, okay. I think that's how I found out I was into like magic schools or like an academia setting for books where I found I like that. And that's what I think kept me afloat for that whole first book. But once you leave that school, I was like, this main character, I can't jive with.
I heard she's insufferable.
Oh my god, it's my most hated book of all time.
Yeah,
all time.
Poppy War. I hate Poppy War.
Let's go. Dylan, have you read the series?
Yes, but I couldn't tell you a thing about it.
I hate
it. Was so long ago.
I like that.
It was one of the first buddy reads I did on my channel. And I did it with Nico from Nico's Book Reviews. And we both hated it so much that the only reason we finished it was so we could complain to each other.
That's good. Zach calls it your first valid take, by the way.
Yeah. I didn't like that I guess the second book. Like I got 80 pages in, and this is like one I've DNF'd 2 books. And the first one was Jade City, and the second one was this book. And I did it 80 pages in, and I think that the main character is just so angry all the time. And I'm such a character first reader, I think, where like I was like, I don't want to be in this person's head the whole time. I'm getting angry just reading this, and it just wasn't fun for me to read. So that was my biggest disappointment. I guess we'll move on to the opposite. So I chose 2 because I couldn't choose one.
That's okay. I also chose 2.
First one was Piranesi, by Susanna Clark. I'm sure everyone knows what this is. This is it's weird. Like I think I read it alongside with Jacob from Talking Story. Not like it wasn't official, but like he was reading it. I'm like, oh, I guess I read it. And I think I was so surprised by going in blind and not knowing what's going to happen and just being filled with mystery again, which I feel like is, I think not, it doesn't happen for me anymore. Is like going into a book blind and just letting it, I don't know how to say this. Letting the world like envelop in my mind, basically. Like I read this and I was totally like the whole rest of the world turned to black and it was just me in the world. and I was super immersed into it.
Mm.
And I think I rated it 4 because I don't like real life stuff in fantasy books, I guess. So if like there's like air conditioning, it just throws me out. Like so,
the urban fantasy is just a no for you.
Yeah, don't read it. Yeah.
Like if I think if I know it beforehand, but if I'm like reading Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, and it's like, oh yeah, and there's neon tubes and they watch TV. Sorry if that's
you're not gonna like N.K. Jemisin.
Oh, I have
don't get
not
me
decided
started
to
on
pick
that.
that one up. That one's probably not ever.
That's gonna have real world stuff in it that you're gonna be like paved roads.
No, I need cobblestone roads. That's it. No more. No, and like the real world stuff at the end, kind of, it was like, oh, all right, I guess it makes sense in this, but like I'm not happy about it. But yeah, no, Piranesi was a really big surprise for me this year, and then my second one is The Way of Adan by Philip Chase.
Nice.
And what an awesome book. So I've heard that it's a lot like Lord of the Rings, and I've only seen the movies for Lord of the Rings. Not like similar plot wise, but like same feeling, sort of. So with this one, I was like, oh man, this is like a comfort book for me. I feel like what was that about?
Just it gets dark. I just finished it yesterday, the whole trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
So I don't have a problem with dark stuff. Like I'm like book 4 of Stormlight is one of my favorite. I know that's an unpopular opinion as well.
It's my second favorite of the series.
Yeah, I'm okay with dark stuff, and like if it's within something that I enjoy, I think it almost enhances it because you get a full range of emotions here, and especially with characters, being connected with characters. And I read this one with yes, I would say it's a Tolkien-esque, but it's a lot more like simplified, I guess, or like I hate to use Brandon Sanderson again, but Sandersonified, where it's a lot easier to read, for lack of a better term, I guess. But I'm on book 2 right now. I'm like a third or something, but I'm doing the audiobook and immersion reading, so I just haven't had time to sit down and read it. But I am super high on the first book.
It's awesome. It's on my priority list for 26 for sure. Pretty stoked to check it out. Piranesi, we actually, on the way home from New York, me and two of my buddies, this is how good Piranesi is. Okay, hear me out. I read Piranesi less than probably a year and a half ago. My buddy Dave had read it like a year ago. We're coming home from New York. It's like a 9-hour drive. Our buddy Matt, randomly, we're at the gas station. He's like, I haven't checked out Piranesi yet. And we just listened to it all the way home from New York. And we finished it in the car together. No one talked for 8.5 hours. And we just listened to Piranesi. And it was so good. Again, it was like, it just solidified for me. Like that's going in my top 10 when I do my remake list for sure. It's just so brilliant. So you need to get on it, Andrew, is what I'm saying. Dylan, have you read Piranesi?
Not to read it by people I trust.
I've also been told not to read it.
Is it like so that? Well, I understand, Andrew. People don't want you to like hate something great. Dylan, why do people not want you to read it?
I just trust my girlfriend's taste.
So good. It's so good. But I mean, hey, you can trust your girlfriend. That's fine. If you guys want to just never experience it, that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, definitely need to check out Philip Chase for sure. That's pretty awesome.
I've
really
got
good.
this Broken Binding special edition. I just
so do I. I also have it. It's on the priority list for 26 for sure.
I've got the whole trilogy in paperback as well.
Nice, awesome. All right. Well, I think it just leaves Andrew to answer this question, which he only has to answer half of it because he's already answered the first half of it.
I complained about Malfi. I could complain about Tim Powers as well. Any Tim Powers fans?
I mean, I have Tim Powers is one of my 12 books I have to read next year is a Tim Powers book.
So I read the Anubis Gates, and
that's the one I have to read.
It's awful.
No, don't say that.
It's awful. It's a really clever idea, and it's one that I came across where I was just walking in the bookstore, and it caught my eye, and it was just time travel, Egyptian, despite the fact that you're almost never in Egypt. So I don't know why they advertised it that way, because it makes no sense. So the cover art's a lie, right out of the gate. And it just, I don't know, it's doing too much for the amount of page count it has. It's a little convoluted, but I kind of like it being convoluted. But at the same time, at the end, like, I just felt like I'm tired. I'm ready for this to be over. Can it just be over? So I would say, I mean, that's just not true, but it is true. And I said earlier in the pod that, like, people have been telling me I've been burned out for over a year. And Samwise has actually, I've promised him I'll try Tim Powers again. And the one I'll try is My Brother's Keeper.
Okay.
That's the one that I have on my wish list. And that's the one I'm going to try. So the two that I loved, though, is one that I had just walked away from because I tried the first chapter and I was like, this is garbage. Why are people trying to get me to read this? And then, like, I hit a really bad slump. And Beware of Chicken, I was just like, people are saying it's funny and it's relaxing and it's cozy. And I binged all 4 books. Back to back to back, which is not something I do. And it's funny and it's cozy, and the stuff that bothered me just falls away. And I just love the found family. Is it a little bit on the pervy side? It can be at times. But I mean, it's an isekai, it's progression, it's just fantastic. I love Beware of Chicken. And yeah, so that's my first one. And then my second one is probably one of my book of the years.
Oh, baby.
And I had no expectations of this other than someone was like, yeah, it was pretty good. And that's The Hunter by Kaya Gard.
I knew that was what it was going to be. Yep.
And if you look at my edition, it's got googly eyes.
On the wolf, yeah.
Right there. And the wolves in the background. They've got googly eyes. On the spine, he's got googly eyes.
Is that on purpose?
On the back.
That's hilarious.
They've got googly eyes.
How do you get that? How do you get that edition?
This was a limited run that was available only on her website. She did it as a joke to herself.
Nice.
And yeah, it's fantastic. It's a classic type of fantasy where a noblewoman has been abducted and she's found herself stranded, and she's turned to, like, street thievery, and she runs into a powerful individual. She tries to rob him. It goes wrong. And it's these classic tropes executed incredibly well. I just absolutely loved this book, and I want more people to check it out.
Yeah, I had that one on my
Great animal companion as well. Great.
It's on my Amazon wish list now because of you. So thank you. Thank you for that one. On the Beware of Chicken thing, what I always love to imagine with a book like that, not to say that a book like that, like, isn't written with, like, precision, but, like, it looks goofy, right?
It is goofy.
I like to imagine Patrick Rothfuss is sitting in his basement, not writing the 3rd book of Wheel of Time. I mean, of Name of the Wind, right? And he's just sitting there and he's watching the stream, and you're talking about how trash his book is. And then you talk about how great Beware of Chicken is, right? And
yeah,
he's just
because
fuming, he's sweating, right? He's sweating, he's angry. He goes live on Twitch just to yell about it because, like, he's an author and you're telling him that his book sucks, but Beware of Chicken is great. Like, I like to think that happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. Same thing for Dungeon Crawler Carl. I imagine that some super pretentious litfic guy, like, can't get his book into Barnes and Noble, right? And he walks into Barnes and Noble, and now there is a giant stand full of Dungeon Crawler Carl books. Like, I think that's hilarious, and I love it. So,
my wife's calling me.
It's not allowed. You're not allowed to do that. How dare he?
Yeah,
is that what happened to you? Is that what happened to you, Justin? Your wife?
No, my dog was clawing at my door.
Oh, look at the doggy. What's the doggy's name?
Her name is Zoe.
Hi, Zoe.
She is a good girl. She doesn't know what's happening right now. It's a lot of lights.
EJ said, where's everyone recommend that I start 10 Powers? I never read one. I'm starting at Anubis Gates. I know a lot of people say, what's the Pirates of the Caribbean one? There's like a Pirates of the Caribbean one. On Stranger Tides, I think is the name of it. So it might be that one that most people would say. Drawing of the Dark is another one I've heard for sure. So have any of you guys read 10 Powers at all?
Never heard of the name before.
Oh, it's
Is he popular?
So he's like a 90s, 2000s guy. I'm pretty sure Pirates of the Caribbean is based off of a Tim Powers book. He's what I like to call a I Samwise author, one of the like random 90s, 2000 guys that I Samwise is still reading, that he like gets everybody to start reading. So he's one of those guys. But Anubis Gates is what I'll be reading next year. And then I know On Stranger Tides is one that a lot of people like to read. So and then what's the other one? I have 2 or 3 more on my shelf. But yeah, I think he's mostly like late 90s, early 2000s historical fiction fantasy kind of vibes, if I get it right. But just ask Sam. He'll explain everything to you, because there's a lot going on up in Sam's head. And most of it has to do with 10 Powers at this point. But awesome. Well, we'll give Andrew another second. We'll switch on over to the soapbox, because it is time for Dylan's soapbox. Now, Dylan, do you want to give our man Andrew another minute, or do you want to just go ahead and start with your soapbox?
I'm happy to get into it. It might be a long one.
He just sent a message that we should roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Cool. Awesome. All right, Dylan, the soapbox is yours. What would you like to rant about?
Awesome. Well, I've been thinking about this one for a week, and I'm struggling to think of anything because life's good. I don't really have anything to rant about. And then I was just talking about this with a client this morning, and I was trying to figure out what to say. And he's like, well, you hated this. I was like, this is true. So instead of talking about something specific, we're just going to make it broader and talk about, if you want to write an epic fantasy and you want to make it dark and serious, and you're going to advertise it as dark and serious, you have to have consequences, and there has to be stake. If you want to overcome some massive obstacle, there needs to be a cost. And if there's not a cost, don't advertise it as a big, dark, epic fantasy series. Just call it a cozy story. Don't write a happy ever after and then pretend like it's something big, epic, and devastating.
I love how vague this is, even though I know exactly what
Dude, if we could do a spoiler talk for that book, I could rant for 24 hours about how I can't talk properly because I can't use my full Australian vocabulary. But that is a disappointing book.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We there's at least 2 people in this chat who I know would 100% hop onto a spoiler chat with us and talk about this, and it liked it a little bit more. But we gotta stay vague. We gotta stay vague because you're not talking about anything specific. Yeah. You're talking vague.
We're just talking about books. It's serious. Yeah. There's no specific series.
No specific book.
It's vague. It's vague. I agree with you, though. I agree with you. Like, you're so right.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
And
you're so vaguely right.
Yeah. And there's nuance that can be like had for how that series could have been handled. But as a whole, just disappointing. So that's all I've got for my soapbox today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to stay on the broader side, right? Like, I think there is a conversation to be had about accurate marketing, right? So I ranted last soapbox about inaccurate marketing on like covers, right? Like when covers don't accurately portray how dark a book is going to be, how much romance a book is going to have, or lack. Like there's a lot of really bad marketing when it comes to the covers, but like beyond covers too, how you talk about a book, how you blurb it, just how you market it in general. I do think there's something to be said about like it only helps the author to draw an audience that's going to actually like what you're doing, right? And so don't lie to them and make it sound like a romantasy when it's not, or make it sound like an epic fantasy when it's a romantasy, or make it sound dark when it's not, or And so I think there's a level of that, and it needs to be wary of clickbait, be wary of trying to lean into tropes and things that'll get conversation started, because you may end up just like disappointing readers.
Yeah, or if you just want to write a good book, like obviously we're not expecting truth. Like we're reading fantasy. We're already putting ourselves into a different state. All right, we're believing these things could happen. But if you just push that line too hard with just everyone surviving immense obstacles. It just takes that believability away. And then that takes away the enjoyment. Why we're here, if not to enjoy.
Totally agree. Vaguely with you. Justin, do you vaguely agree?
I think I'm only like 50% through this vague book that we're talking about.
How could you be 50% through an idea, Justin? This is not about any specific.
I said vaguely. I'm 50% through this vague book. But I guess I'm like curious to like what books do it right to you. Like, what books do you think do the consequences to the actions right to you?
Well, you're about to read it. Return to a Dan.
Okay.
Great. Shadows Upon Time. Perfect.
Okay.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'll leave it at those two.
Yeah.
For now.
I cannot wait. I'm taking this so slow, and people are like starting to get mad at me, and I'm like, I'm not going faster. I'm like,
you should.
I'm reading 2 to 3 chapters a day and just stewing in them, and like it's working for me. I don't know. I read this book when I want to, which is typically I want to read at least each day. Like I want to read, and then I finish like 3 chapters, and I'm just like, I just got to sit in that for a second.
My girlfriend did it in 3 days. She didn't even eat. She just was in bed, just in the zone, locked in. And I knew she was getting near the end, and I walked around like the corner into the room, and there's just tears. Like that's how good it ends.
Yeah, I would say a series that does consequences really well is Red Rising. Does consequences really well, in terms of actually like, but there's that line, right? It's like you can't have consequences just be just nonsensical. They have to make sense for what you've built too. And just like, and then 80,000. Like there's a perfect. There's a consequence at the end of Kingdoms of Death, right? That is chef's kiss, because it both is awful and makes it had to be what happened. I talk about this a lot with Stephen King stuff, like people that don't like Stephen King's bad endings or negative endings. A lot of time it's because he is not interested in like tying a bow on it. He ends it how he feels like the story demands. And I think that's part of what you're getting at with this vaguely descriptive scenario, is that you may feel like a little bit like the ending did not like it wasn't demanded by the rest of the books. You know, that's how I felt vaguely about it. So yeah, but I think every Rockio, I think Red Rising does a fantastic job of consequence. Joe Abercrombie in First Law, fantastic job of consequence, for sure. But Justin, you'll vaguely get there one day, and then we'll have a vague conversation about it.
Yeah, I hope our conversation is super vague, and there's no fine point details to it. I hope that it's like, oh yeah, you know, this guy did this thing, and everything's like, you know, the thing. And it's
half the people in the chat are like, "What are we currently watching right now?" I'm so confused. It's okay.
The Vegas podcast,
the Vegas podcast, known to man. But we are saying, if if you market something as dark and full of consequences, just make sure that you bring to the table what you've marketed.
It has to be a cost to victory, unless it's not that type of story.
Right, 100%. I agree. And that's about all I can say without ruining,
without being less vague.
Yeah, without being less vague for sure. But we're all on the same page with this soapbox, and Justin probably will be when he vaguely finishes this book.
I don't know. I'm worried now.
That's okay. That's okay. Awesome, man. Well, I think that means it's my turn.
Take it away.
That means it's my turn. I've got something to talk about. And I want to say this. I want to say this well. And I want to preface this with there are 100% people who do deserve to be critiqued in the way that I'm going to say people need to stop critiquing most people in. So I want to preface that with this. I'm going to say some things about how I think that certain people are a desire to critique others in a way that's unfair. there are people who need that critique. And so I'm not saying that this is a blanket statement for everybody, but I've been seeing this thing on YouTube recently. Okay. And it goes something like this. I post my top 10 books of all time. And I start getting comment after comment that say, wow, I guess you don't like women. There's no women authors on your top 10 list. And then I watch someone else's book video and they're talking about their 5 favorite fantasy authors. And those 5 authors just happen to be maybe certain ethnicities. And someone's like, wow, I guess you hate insert thing here. Why are people so interested in assuming the worst of everyone or nitpicking maybe what someone hasn't read when at the end of the day, we're all like in a journey of reading. Maybe that person just hasn't had the opportunity to read that person that you think is the perfect person for them to read, who's a different gender or a different ethnicity. We're all on a journey of reading, right? My top 10 list for the most part is coming of age fantasy or coming of age magical realism or coming of age horror centered around a group of like young boys, right? That's just Boy's Life, Summer of Night, books like that. That's just what I gravitated towards reading before I started this channel, before I got into fantasy. So it only makes sense that like my top 10 list reflects that. And like at the end of the day, who typically writes books about groups of 13-year-old boys? Dudes. So like my top 10 list is dudes right now. What's interesting is like when I redo this top 10 list, at least 2 women authors will be jumping into it. But I got comments immediately. And I have tons of videos talking about women authors that I love. I think the video before my top 10 video was about how much I enjoyed an Emma Wong book. And like I have comments that they just assume that worst thing, right? There's 10 books you're talking about. None of them are women, therefore you hate women. Or I watch another video of another creator and he excludes something not on purpose. And people assume that the worst case scenario is true. And I know that that's just like a social media thing. And it's like the current culture we live in to do that. And there are people who probably do purposefully exclude authors of other genders and things like that. But we just got to stop assuming the worst. Like I did a horror video one time and someone said that I shouldn't do horror videos if I haven't read, and it just like named one specific author. Right. And it's like, hold on. Like I can't talk about horror if I haven't read this one specific author. Like we're all just here to talk about books we like at the end of the day. And we're all here to just talk about what we've read. And we're all going to read more books next year. And we all like have giant holes in our reading vocabulary. Every single one of us do. We just got to stop like being jerks to each other and assuming the worst. And also who sits online and randomly just types mean comments on YouTube? Like I don't, people are weird. So that is my rant. What do we think?
Completely agree. I could get those comments all the time.
Yeah.
It's just, like when I first started reading, like I'd read 5 series and I was like, oh, here's my 5 series and how I rank them. And it's like, oh, it doesn't meet XXX criteria. It's like, I just picked up a book. How am I supposed to know?
Yeah. I mean, I had an interaction recently on Twitter where I said something about not liking military fantasy, like that's just not something I'm naturally that into. And the guy said that that if I can't review books without bias, then I shouldn't make content.
Oh, that really annoys me.
And I was like, what? No one doesn't have bias. Like I'm just a YouTube guy with a Twitter account. I never said that I was writing reviews that reflected the quality of the literature, right?
It's not objective books. It's like we're all subjective.
Never said I was.
Most of us are like, I like these books. If you like the same books as me, you might get onto this book as well.
Right. And so I just think that like on a micro level, stop assuming the worst of people if they haven't read something you think they should have read. Like stop assuming that someone is a certain pejorative term just because maybe something excluded from a list of 10 books. Because like if I did my top 20 right now, probably 7 of them are women authors, right? that 7 out of 20 is not bad, but 10 at that point in time was dudes. And so, like I said, that's going to change for sure because Pierre Nessie's going to go on there, and Demon Copperhead will be in my top 10 next time I do it as well. But man, it just almost makes you, when you see stuff like that, it almost makes this, if anybody in this chat has done this before, this is what I need you to understand. It makes me want to try the books you want me to read less when you do stuff like that. When people are like, well, why haven't you read insert this person? Do you think that makes me go, oh gosh, let me hop on Amazon right now. I gotta make this guy feel better, right? What? It's crazy. So that is my rant. Justin, you got anything you want to say about it?
So I don't know if we're not saying names, but is this about the video that Kronk made a bit ago?
I have not seen a video from Kronk about this.
No, not like it's about the authors you read, how most of them are white male authors.
Oh, I did make some comments on that. Real quick before you continue. MR Leonard is here. MR, thank you for coming in and hanging out. Your book was fantastic, by the way. If you guys have not read Pilgrims by MR Leonard, absolute chef's kiss. Fantastic book. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. All right, Justin.
Well, he made a video about a similar, I guess, topic where it's not like, I don't want it to sound like he was discriminating towards people who keep pushing the same male white authors and how those are what fills most people's top 10s. And I think that the way you're going with it is it's like, if it's someone's favorite book, it's not because it's most likely not because they're focusing on only books by that group of people. And watching that video kind of made me look at my own bookshelf. I'm like, oh man, like I felt like weird after like watching that because I'm like, am I part of the problem here?
Right.
And I'm like, no, I got books by other people, but I think what you're saying is kind of striking a similar anvil with that, where it's not about it's not about, I guess, who writes it. I think someone said it's not about it's not the author's fault. Shoot, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're good.
But it's like, it's not the author, it's about what's the actual book is about. And I think that's the most important thing. And not having bias is, I think, nearly impossible to have. Yeah. Because, I mean, you're going to have bias towards almost anything, even if it's like a subtle bias.
For sure. Well, I think that, like, I think recognizing too that in my experience in the world, and maybe again, this is just me, my experience in the world, if someone is not reading a book because they have a prejudice towards the author, you'll probably know pretty quickly if they're that kind of person, right? That's not hidden that easily. And so, like, if somebody's on YouTube and like they've got a thriving channel and they're talking about all these books, and then they post a top 10 where it's white dudes in their top 10, like, you need to ask yourself, have they given me any reason to think the worst of them? Like, because like if that's why they would do that, then like they're probably those colors are gonna show.
Yeah.
Right. And that's my experience with the world, at least.
And I guess my question is, why are we looking at that part of the top 10 and not what the actual content of the top 10 is? I feel like it might be just something to get a reaction almost. The internet does what the internet does, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think people like to be negative. I do think there is an aspect of like recognizing that certain interests in certain subgenres are just literally by numbers, like by percentages and numbers, are going to mean that you may like steer one direction in terms of authors, right? Like, I don't look at my wife and go, how dare your top 10 be all women? She reads beach books.
Right.
Most women authors that write most beach books are written by women authors. It's just like a percentage. It's just a numbers thing. But I mean, I think like at the end of the day, I think that we should always be looking to read stuff that challenges us, whether that involves, reading authors that aren't exactly like us. I mean, like M.R. Leonard's in here. I heard about his book from multiple people who I know are not like Christians, right? They don't claim to be Christians. And his book is essentially an apologetic for the existence of God in a lot of ways. It's a great fiction novel. It's science fiction, but like in a lot of real ways, like it serves as a fictionalized apologetic for a very specific worldview. And everyone who told me to read it, only out of the 5 people who mentioned to me, one of them was a Christian, right? They challenged themselves by reading his book and they loved it. Like he was just on the Tudor Ramble podcast. Neither of those guys are Catholic. And it's a Catholic book. I'm not Catholic, I'm Baptist, but a little bit closer. And so like, as long as we're willing to challenge ourselves, that's what's important. But it doesn't mean that by necessity, you should feel that you have to need to change your top 10 or check your percentages to make sure that you've got X amount of this and Y amount of that. Like we're all on a journey of just trying to fill the holes of our reading. And there's like, I've got 1,000 holes to fill. Some of that does include reading more women or reading more this, reading more that. But man, like we just got to stop having negative assumptions about why those holes exist is kind of what I mean. If you are picking books because of immutable characteristics of an author, there's a word for that. Yeah, that's fair. Difficult subject because it's definitely a very complex one for sure. Guys, in case you didn't notice, Andrew did have to roll out. He had a family thing. Everything's good. He just he was needed by his wife, and that's obviously more important than the Bookstreet podcast. I would have been interested to see what he had to say about my rant, though. I'll have to ask him. M.R. Leonard said the vast majority of my readers are non-religious. That's what I was going for. And he did a great job. So what I said in my review was that it holds its own as just a science fiction novel. But for me, as somebody who was super interested in the apologetic side of it, like that was done so well as well. And that's a difficult line to tread, to be able to do both of those things. But I knew that was probably going to be the case when it was recommended to me by some guys who I knew didn't hold your worldview. And I knew kind of, holding a much closer worldview to you than those guys do. I was pretty stoked to read it. And it is really good. You guys should check it out. We got to get you on the channel, man, and get you on here to talk about it a little bit more. If you haven't gone and seen his interview with Tudor Ramble, that just went up, I think, yesterday on their channel as well. So that is my soapbox. And we're going to move back to the last section of the podcast, which is talking about what we're reading right now and then any channel updates you have. So I'll go ahead and get started with that. I am reading a couple things right now. Like I said earlier, still working through this beautiful man. Absolutely loving it. I am on chapter 45. Chapter 45. So definitely going to probably ramp it up a little bit. I get a week off of work for Christmas. So I'm going to try to smoke that a little bit more. Reading that, I am currently 30% through the Book of Fallen Leaves, which is it's a book coming out next year. I have an arc of it. I'm enjoying it. It is significantly more complicated than I thought. It is a like Malazani level of multi-POV, lot of stuff going on, big world. I thought I was getting more of like I'm following a samurai guy. And so I probably would have started this at a different time if I would have known just how complex it was. It's a little bit more of an epic thing than I knew I was getting into, but it's written really, really well. I struggle. I don't know if you guys, I struggle with like Asian names in terms of just like remembering the characters and the places. So I have to like read that slower and kind of stop and be like, this character is this person. Whereas like, because I'm from the West, right? If a dude's named Steve, I remember who Steve is a little bit easier. And so that's been a little bit of a difficult part of it, but it has been really good. So I'm reading that, and I am about 25% of the way through of Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill. So doing that as well. Liking it a lot. It is super basic in the sense of like it is the farm boy and his friends and the journey. I mean, 100%. But it's working for me right now. I could see maybe in a different time, in a different place where I needed something different that I liked it a little bit less. But I'm really enjoying it right now, especially alongside this, where it's like this is a lot to soak in every chapter. Whereas that one is it feels a little cozier in the sense of like I kind of know what's happening. I kind of know what's coming next, and that's okay sometimes. But so that's what I'm reading, and I'm also working through a manga. It's called "The Summer Hikaru Died," and I'm not having a good time with it. So hopefully that changes. But right now, I am not having a good time with it. All right, Justin, what you reading?
Well, I'm kind of not reading anything right now. I'm in a slump. So I'm in the middle of a lot of stuff, but I just haven't read anything for like the past like week and a half. But what I am halfway through is Empire of the Dawn, a vague book. Sorry if I gave the vagueness away there, guys. My bad. I'm about halfway through Empire of the Dawn. I'm about 20% through Disquiet Gods. I'm probably 30% through the what's it called? Prophet of Adan. I'm 100 pages in it. I haven't touched that since beginning of October.
That's called a DNF, sir. I was kidding.
Well, I want to I want to read it because I feel like 100 page. He meanders so much in it, and
Dude,
I'm not built for it. I am. Let's straight to the point. Let's get to it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, this is what happened." And his cousin was really cool. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't care.
Let me tell you about this bar fight that happened in 1937.
Yeah. So I'm. What's it? What's the other one?
You want me to tell you what you're reading?
And then there's it's the Joe Abercrombie first standalone
Best Served Cold.
Best Served Cold. I'm immersion reading that exclusively, so I have not made any progress on that. I'm about a third through that one too. I'm on a mean streak of 30% right now, so
let's go.
I can crush any book until that first third. But it's tough for me because I want like watching videos about people talking about books. It makes me want to read books. I'm like, oh, I'm already I'm 5 books deep of not finishing any of them. And I feel like I got to finish at least one before I add another one to the list.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't know. I'm figuring out some mental health stuff right now. So I'm hopefully once that gets cleared up, I can put some rubber to pavement here and get going on some of those. But that's what I'm reading. If there's any slump busters that people know about, preferably under like 200 pages.
Pilgrims by M.R. Leonard's pretty quick.
I'll write that down.
And the audiobook is done by Jeff Hayes.
Dendra Color Carl, Jeff Hayes?
Yes. The audiobook is Jeff Hayes at Sound Booth. And a couple other it's Jeff Hayes and a couple others. It's really well done. So I want to say it's probably under 20 hours total.
M.L. Leonard.
Under 20 hours for sure, if I remember correctly. Let's see. It was a blast. It was a blast of a time.
Yeah, I used to be such a huge audiobook reader too. Like that's how I got through most of Cosmere books, Brandon Sanderson ones. Was just work. I'm just moving around boxes and listening to audiobooks all day. But work's changed, so I'm not as into the audiobook game as I used to be. I want to be. Oh, I love it. Oh man, but I am out of it right now.
He says it's 9 hours ish.
Oh, that's like pure Nessie.
So, yeah, knock it out, dude. And it's Jeff Hayes.
I haven't listened to Jeff Hayes.
And it's Catholic Aliens. So.
Catholic Aliens.
Yeah, so it is a sci-fi retelling of Augustine. Do you know who Augustine is?
No.
He's a early church history guy, right?
Okay.
Without spoiling anything, like Augustine's story is that he was kind of a horn dog.
Okay.
And it was like ruining his life, and he like super like self-obsessed, super self-absorbed. So in this story, the main character is this like super self-obsessed, self-absorbed. I think it tells you on the back cover. All he wants to do is pay for this OnlyFans model to meet him in person before the aliens get there and destroy everybody because there's an aliens coming. And then you find out the aliens are Catholic, and he is a Latin teacher, and they need him to translate because the aliens speak Latin, and that is the beginning of the story.
That's pretty funny. I've not gonna
It's
lie.
gas.
Just hearing it. Is it
It's funny and fast and very, very like serious at the same time, for sure. Definitely worth it. Like I said, I mean, Austin and Richard absolutely loved it. And I think Carson's read it as well. He loved it too. But yeah, I flew through it. It was so good.
Okay.
Add it. Slump Buster. There you go.
I've added it. I've got companions as well from
MR is going to have to send me what's 30% of that audiobook if you buy it. So, maybe shoot me $350, for that audiobook sale.
350. I'll just send you 350, man.
All right. That works. Awesome. Dylan, what's your reading, man?
At the moment, I've just started The Fire Upon the Deep by Werner Vinge. And I know nothing. This is just one my girlfriend's got me to read because the cover looks nice. It's sci-fi, and it starts good. That's all I got. And then I'm also doing the Game of Thrones graphic novel, which is just fun to be back in that world and story.
Oh, there's graphic novels? That's cool.
Yeah.
Are they're going to ever get finished?
I imagine not.
How far are they with the graphic novels? Are they like, is it caught up to where the series is at?
I think so. I haven't really looked too far into it because I just get them off Libby. So I'm just on like a Game of Thrones, but they have at least a Clash of Kings on there. And it was like Daniel Abraham that helped with the
that's cool.
Nice.
Adapting it to the graphic novel. So
yeah, tangential to Game of Thrones. A couple of my friends wanted me to read City of Thieves by David Benioff, who is the guy who was behind the Game of Thrones TV show. And I refuse because season 8 was that bad. And I've heard the book is fantastic. And I'm sure his writing ability has nothing to do with just Andrew just hop back in here. Let's get him back in. One second. I'm sure his writing ability has nothing to do with how awful season 8 was, but I just can't do it.
No,
he's back.
Welcome back.
He's back, dude.
Dude, I don't want to talk about
it. Hey, you missed a couple things. Okay, so first off, you missed M.R. Leonard is in here, who's the author of a book called Pilgrims that I read recently. This is fantastic.
Okay.
Sci-fi Catholic aliens.
Yeah, I was watching it on the
sick.
The old phones where
I needed to know. I needed to know if you had anything to add to my rant. If you were able to listen to my rant at all.
I might have missed that part while I was cleaning up.
Just ranted about how people pop into comments of videos and assume the worst of people. So they see a top 10 video and they're like, why aren't there enough women, or why aren't there enough this? Or we just always are assuming the worst and looking for reasons to be hypercritical of people's reading journeys. Yeah. And we need to let awful people prove they're awful. That'll happen. And then other people just let them read books and figure it out.
I am lucky to the point where I've started getting to the size of my channel where basically people will be mean to me and then people will jump on that person.
Yes, I like that. That's good.
It's starting to happen. They're like, you don't know what he's going through. You don't know, he's done this. Maybe before you make assumptions, watch the backlog. Right. I've got 1,400 videos. I've probably covered something that you're complaining about.
Yeah, what was a weird one that it just reminded me of was I got a ton of crap on my last horror video for not having any Nat Cassidy on there.
I don't even know who that is.
It's a random horror author that's pretty popular right now, but it's I'm supposed to have read every popular horror author in order to make a video.
What is it? There's 3 million books published every year.
And don't you talk about horror unless you've read When the Wolf Comes Home. I'm like... Also, will this be Andrew's second DNF of the podcast? Inquiring minds want to know.
Listen, my previous departure was not my choice.
It's okay. We forgive you. We forgive you.
He DNF'd the podcast almost.
Yeah, that's true. You actually came back. You only soft DNF'd it. Now you're back.
Yeah, soft DNF'd it.
You're back. Dylan, was that you? Is that everything you've been reading right now? Awesome.
That was it.
Awesome. Andrew, what are you currently reading, sir?
I'm currently in the middle of 3 books, question mark. I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of books. Sorry, I'm frazzled. I'm in the middle of book 7 of Hybrid Helix by J.C.M. Hearn. And I think that's Shield of the Mothership. Really,
Joe was in here earlier.
Good. Say what?
Joe was in chat earlier.
Oh yeah, awesome. Joe, I love Joe. So I'm in the middle of that. I'm 30% into that. I'm having a great time with it. I am 60% into the final book in 1,000 Li by Tao Wong, narrated by Travis Baldry. I heard Justin talking about how he used to have time for audiobooks and he doesn't have time anymore. I did hear that. So I'm about 60% into that. And then what else am I reading? I'm reading something else.
Can't be that good.
I'm 15%. No, I'm early days, so it hasn't quite registered. I'm 15% into The Wrecker, which is Isaac Bell #2 by Clive Cussler and some sub-author. I don't know who.
I meant to ask you. I've got one of my 12 books I have to read next year. The video comes out next week. Has an F. Paul Wilson on it. I know you're an F. Paul Wilson guy. It's Black Wind. Have you read Black Wind?
I have read Black Wind.
Solid first entry for F. Paul Wilson, or
yeah.
Okay. Never read anything by him.
It's Black Wind is definitely different because it takes place over the span of a lifetime. Well, a relatively short lifetime, but still, it's a period piece that takes place during World War II.
Okay. Cool.
And it starts just prior to the Great Depression. You're following. It's really an analyzation of two cultures. You've got a Japanese boy and you've got an American boy, and they kind of grow up together and gravitate towards each other in San Francisco. And then an event happens and they split and they lose their friendship, but they keep coinciding and bumping into each other despite the fact that they're on opposite sides now. And they're kind of working towards cross purposes. They ended up falling for the same woman. And so they have that complication, and it's about reconciliation. It's it's a really deep story. It's got its horror elements into it as well, but that's kind of more ancillary.
Yeah.
But yeah, Black Wind's a good one. It's definitely one of his more underrated picks. Everyone will always tell you The Tomb.
Yeah.
Is where you should start. And I'm like, you can start at The Tomb, but Black Wind's fine as well.
Nice. Cool. All right. Well, if that's all you're reading right now, I say all, you said like 4 or 5 books. The last thing we'll do is channel updates. So I've got a video coming out tomorrow for you guys to keep an eye out on. And that is my first 2026 priority TBR video, which is the challenge that I'm doing, which, spoiler alert, is the 12 from 12. So I asked 12 different people to give me 12 books, and I have to read one a month. And I'm strict no DNF policy on these 12 books. And so like Chris Bearded Book Beast was one who gave me the F. Paul Wilson one. And so like that is a book it's locked in. So if you guys want to watch that tomorrow, that one will be out. And then I'll have another video coming out on the fantasy and sci-fi series that I'm either going to continue or start, of which Hybrid Helix is one. I'm going to be starting that probably in
Space
January.
Bears. You can't go wrong with Space Bears.
I mean, he's just seems like such an awesome dude. Those covers are great. The idea just seems to be so cool. I'm in. I'm fully in for sure. So that one will be coming out soon. And then just more random stuff. I've got a fun hot takes video that I'm working through. So, but I have a new camera coming in Monday, and I'm switching editing softwares. So I'm probably going to be a bundle of annoyed nerves. My problem is when I get new stuff like that, I end up like being hypercritical of what comes next. I'm like, that doesn't look good. You know, like I don't know. It like looks better.
I'm going to be upgrade.
I'm going to be sending screenshots to people. It's going to be bad, right? It's not going to be good, but it's going to be great at the same time. So I'm stoked on that. But yeah, that's kind of my channel update. Justin, you got any channel updates?
I think I'm switching, I guess, tones for my channel instead of just sitting in front of a camera and it's like, oh yeah, this is my favorite book. Or I kind of want to add a little bit more storytelling into the actual video of it to make it more fun to watch. So I'm
you don't have to give any unnecessary spoilers.
No, I'm basically just gonna restart and do like a channel intro, but info about me, I guess.
Cool.
And hopefully it looks nice, but it's taken me a bit to conceptualize what I want to do with it.
Nice. I like it. Dylan, what you got going on the channel, man?
Oh, Not much. I just did one where I just did a video where I went through all my reads for the year and picked my favorites for each month. So that was fun, just to do some reflection. And nothing really new to come. I've got no microphone at the moment, so we'll see what happens.
Highly recommend DJI Mic 2.
I like my Hollyland lavalier.
Those are good.
Yeah. DJI is a good brand. I've heard good things about that one too. I really like my DJI stuff though, so I use it for a lot of
happy to
other
ditch my Blue Yeti.
the old Blue Yeti, dude.
My God,
you're not using that anymore? Are you switching?
Yeah, I got rid of it. The connection kept falling, and so I had to trash like 10 videos.
Yeah. Those mics are not great. I'm just gonna say that. If you buy one, please return it.
Yeah, I've got the at the desk setup here. I've got the Rode Pod mic.
Oh,
hey, look at that.
Oh,
but it does not work for how I record videos in front of my my bookshelf. So that's what I use the DJI mic for that. But cool. All right. What happened to your mic, Dylan?
Using it whilst driving, a bit that attaches to my phone just got busted.
That's rough. That's rough. So good to see Slay here. What's up, Slay?
Love Slay.
How you doing, man? All right, Andrew. What's going on your channel, man?
I've still got to record all my end of year content, but I usually wait to post all that in January because I don't like being like, these were the worst books of the year. There's still time for me to hate something.
That is true.
And also, like, I could still have my best read of the year. I mean, it's entirely possible. So I'm gonna hold off on doing those. And I'm really bad at, like, these are my priority series. I've done it 2 years running, and always it's like I DNF'd 60% of it. I NFN'd one of them, and I haven't finished anything that I've started. Yay! And so I'm not doing any of that. So I guess the biggest change on my channel is, like I said earlier, before I pre-DNF'd or soft DNF'd the podcast, was the change to my reading, how I'm going to be structuring my reads throughout the months of 2026, and introducing the slush pile.
Nice. Yeah, my 2025 kind of like recap video is going to involve this ridiculous bracket system that I invented. It is way too complicated. So basically, I took the top 4 books from every month, and I wanted to see, like, I didn't want to do the best book of each month because there were months where the third best book was better than the first best book of another month. So I did top 4 of each month, and I seeded them 1 through 4, and I gave the number 1 seeds 2 buys and the number 2 seeds 1 buy. And then I did a randomizer for each month, and the number 3 faced off to a number 4, and the number 4 faced off to number 3, randomized all the way down. And there's no doubling up of months in any section of the bracket. And then it's like a bracket style play all the way down to the final 6. And then those final 6 are then reseeded out into into another bracket of 6 to see what my best book is of the year.
Okay, so here's what you should have done and said, A, I can already tell you love March Madness.
Yeah.
But B, you should have just did what Dylan did. What Dylan, like, just recently did a video, what was it, like 2 weeks ago, where I believe it was your girlfriend is just being like, this book or this book. He went straight down the line until he had a winner.
Well, what I wanted to see was, so what I'm going to do is when I get to my final 8,
I watch his stuff.
when I get to my final 8, I want to see, 12. When I get to my final 12, I want to see which month has the most books left. Right. So there's no chance by the final 12 that, like, no November book will face off against another November book. And so it could be that, like, I have 3 November books out of the 12. And, like, so that would then mean November was my best, like, a month. And so it's set up just to see, like, how skewed, like, there was like one, like, March, I think, like, the number 1 book lost in the first round that it was there because it's just March just sucked for me or whatever. And like December, I think is going to December, I think is going to be like the number 4 seed will probably make it to the final 16. So it's kind of the reason I did it, was to see, and it's just a little ridiculous. But so I've got to wait until December's over, because once December's over, I've got to pick my 4 favorites and then slot them in, and then run the bracket. So that's going to be a good time. But I also apparently now we have to do a spoiler video about a book that is vaguely something that
book.
Dylan was frustrated with. I don't know if you were listening in on Dylan's soapbox at all.
What was it?
Dylan ranted about a very specific book that he vaguely said was not a specific. Put it down. Put it down.
No, hold it back up, Justin. Do me a solid.
It rhymes with. It's a dish soap.
Oh, Empire of the.
Oh, big.
Yeah.
Vague.
So we might have to do a spoiler chat about a certain book series now that Dylan wants to. So I have to add that to the list as well. But guys, I had an absolute blast of a time. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. 2 hours solid. I think it's a good time to wrap it up. Even though Andrew did soft DNF us there for a minute, but
I'm so sorry.
He finished in the end. That's all that matters.
It wasn't on him. I soft DNF Something Wicked This Way Comes the first time I tried to read it, and now it's in my top 10 all time. So
good book.
I sat it down and was like, I don't know, my grandma gave me this book sucked. And then like 6 months later I came back and it was brilliant. So sometimes it just be like that though, and he felt that way about us, but
about this podcast. Yeah.
My son felt that way about you guys.
Yeah. Awesome. So guys, if you again are not subscribe to these three dudes, make sure you go do that. Andrew's Wizardly Reads, Spaced Out Reads is Dylan, and Justin Grissom is Justin Grissom. And if you are not in the Bookstreet Boys Discord, make sure you hop down to that link and get in. It's an awesome community, and we try to do this every other week as long as no one gets sick, and we rotate guys in and out. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us, and I have to have you back on soon. And that way, Andrew will have like real time to come up with something to like really rant about.
Yeah,
because now he knows what happens on the podcast. So
it's my bad.
It's okay. It's okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, guys. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. Chat, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us and talking with us. Make sure you put in the comment section as well some questions you would have for next week. For the next podcast, so that we can add that into our user question list, and we can get to your question in the next podcast. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I will see you later.